I was just going to jump in there and say, like, so being intentional, if you've got, let's say, 1,000, 10,000, what would be your top 2 or 3 things that you think is worth spending money on in an ERG?
Top two or three. That's a tough one. Here's what I'll say how to determine it.
Right.
Because I won't say the same thing across all ERGs, but here's how to determine it. One thing I always recommend for every ERG is to do either a focus group or a brainstorming session with their members. Like they can do it live in a meeting or they can do it asynchronously in like some sort of brainstorming tool.
Yeah.
But this way, they know from their members, what do you want from this ERG? Because if the ERG leaders just go and decide what should be spent, they could buy something that's totally off from what the people want. And that's the most important thing with ERGs is what do the people want?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the best way to determine it for sure.
Got it. Making that process of budgeting, spending, inclusive, right? Which is the nature of the ERG. So almost crowdsourcing that. So when it comes down to it, it's like, hey, like you kind of voted on that or said this is what we were going to do, and you were
Mm-hmm.
part of that, and that's what you wanted, and that's why we have this. Okay, that's yeah, really insightful.
And that's data that you can provide after. Like it's no longer just saying, oh, we spent this amount of money for the year. Now it's saying X amount of people like rated on a scale of 1 to 5, like it was a 5 in importance that we donate to our community externally. So therefore we developed a strategy on how we're spending this money to donate to our community in very intentional ways. Like that's a whole nother conversation than just showing, oh, we spent 2,000 on an event or 3,000 in audiobook credits or what have you. So it helps them at the end of the year whenever they do performance reviews to be able to really articulate their value to the organization too.
Yeah. So we talked about the data kind of leading up to that. So let's measure. We have to be able to measure in order to manage. Then you've got prior to that, like when you started originally, that purpose, making people feel like
Mm-hmm.
they're belonging as part of it.